Hello, my name's Liz Rowlinson. I'm a property journalist and I'm here to talk about property hunting in Spain with MASA International. I'm here with Paul Payne. Hi, Paul.
Hello, Liz. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Sadly, not in the Caribbean or in Spain, but here in London. And you and I normally do the property exhibition in Olympia around about this time of year, don't we? And
I know. How sad. Yeah, it seems such a long time ago since we were on the stage in Manchester. Actually,
with all those lovely people, I know. But we're doing this instead,
yeah.
and it's things are not as bad as they could be looking forward. So tell me, we're talking today about how to plan your property search and viewing trips, because people are beginning to be at the stage where that might be a possibility this summer. So Paul, tell me about MASA International, what you do, and what's the situation in Spain right now?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So MASA International are a real estate company based in the southern Costa Blanca and selling homes across southeast Spain. So that's the Costa Blanca, the Costa Calida, which is the Murcia area, and a little bit into Almeria as well. And the company's been in Spain's 40th year this year, actually 40th anniversary, started in 1981. I myself have been with the company now 26 years this year. And essentially we help people from all over the cold bits of Europe to find a home in southeast Spain, or particularly on the Costa Blanca, whether that be for holiday home or for relocation. And so we offer a service where, of course, we help find the property, but also help people get set up in Spain. So that will be things like moving in, furniture, palm tree in the garden, perhaps, arranging internet, anything that's related to setting up a life in Spain. I say whether that's just for a holiday home or for retirement or full-time living. So what's happening right now? Yeah, it's of course a crazy old world at the moment. We've seen over the lockdown period, and I'm sure a place in the sun and being on the TV all the time has had a big part in this. But we've actually seen inquiries go up by quite a big amount, really, compared to normal. The other side of that is we can't get people to Spain just yet. There's a few restrictions in place, and we're expecting those to lift very soon. So over the last few weeks, also the last month, people have been booking flights, have been booking their viewing trips with us and planning that from. We've got a few tentative bookings in from the end of May, but really from June, July onwards, those bookings are all lined up now. So people are making plans, which is great, and they are seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. So hopefully it won't be too long before we can be in Spain, looking at properties and helping people find their homes again.
Sure, yeah, we've just got a new TV series starting. I think it started yesterday. So I mean, there's such an appetite, and people are so frustrated they can't get out there. And I'm hearing myself that a lot of people are hoping for June, July. There's a real hope there. So to talk about viewing trips, I mean, I've saw flashing up next to you. You've got sort of 4, 5, 6, or 7 night trips available. I mean, they're quite long trips. So you would advise when you approach going to look for a property in Spain, that you really sort of take your time to explore. Can you just tell us about, how the company can help people do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we organise viewing trips for people who want to come and to find a property in Spain. We operate. I mean, people may, if they've been looking online and elsewhere, they will have seen perhaps viewing trips advertised quite often from real estate companies. Quite often they're just quite short trips, sort of 3 or 4 nights. We really like to have clients for a minimum of 4 nights. 4 nights is ideal, but we can make it a little bit longer. The reason why we leave it a little bit flexible to be a little bit longer is because travel is not so strict, or certainly over the last year or so, it hasn't been so straightforward. So we want to allow people plenty of time and perhaps achieve a little bit more during their trip than historically they would need to. And a little bit more maybe to meet with lawyers in Spain, to open up bank accounts, a few of the admin bits that surround the purchase. So we like to leave enough time for that as well. And of course, particularly if we've been locked up for so long. Who wants to go immediately away and then rush around like crazy? You know, we want to take some time, enjoy the area. You know, we enjoy showing people the area as much as we hope they enjoy looking with us. So we like to leave that flexibility open. So anything from 4 to 7 nights is perfect. So what we do is we work with the client's brief. So the client will tell us what it is they're looking for, what's important to them, why they're buying, and of course price range. And we plan each trip individually. There's no group trips. It's not a big bus of people. It's one MASA property advisor who will be an expert on the area, and quite often they are clients of ours who ended up working for us. And so they will actually plan the trip, and not just plan the properties, but the locations, the areas, and meet the locals and taste the food, and really get a good experience of the area as much as see the properties. And we subsidize that, so we make it a good price, because it's a long time ago we realized that essentially our shop is in Spain and our customers are in cold bits of Europe. So we like to subsidize those trips to make it easier for them to come and experience that with us. So that's essentially how a viewing trip works. The flights are included, the hotel is included. We can even arrange an apartment as well. If the client prefers to stay in a self-catered apartment, we can arrange that as well. We build each trip individually, so we work around the client's needs.
Yeah, I know from doing sort of viewing trips myself over the years that, having a local with you to sort of show you give you the little snippets of local intel about the beach, the restaurants, that's all as important for the person, rather than just turning up cold and thinking, oh, where do we go? It's a great, it's a learning process, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no substitute for that. And making appointments to view houses is pretty easy. There's loads of houses available, there's loads of estate agents. But if you come by yourself and just set yourself up with 6 or 7 estate agents and too many houses, that's all you're going to see is lots of houses, and you don't get that kind of local knowledge. It's a bit like wherever you live, Liz, but maybe I don't know the area, and I could come there myself, and perhaps eventually I'd make it after 1 or 2 weeks. I'd work everything out. But if you were to show me around the town where you live, you'd show me all the things that I need to see. The places where to buy your groceries, and the places to avoid, and where are the good schools, where are the ones that we should avoid. That kind of inside local knowledge is really key, and why we certainly recommend working with us on that basis, rather than just coming to Spain and if you like, you can get lost quite easily in Spain. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's not so good. If you have some time constraints, we're going to do the driving, we're going to show you around, we're going to introduce you to other clients who live in the area, and perhaps with similar interests to yourself. We recently had a client who was very into Ciroc dancing, and we managed to find her a Ciroc dancing club in Casada, and she made lots of new friends. And so these kind of things are quite hard to do yourself, and so we like to give people that leg up, and that extra bit of inside knowledge which you get with a viewing trip.
Brilliant. Well, you make it sound very convincing. So we're going to look in this session at 3 properties, aren't we, Paul? And I think we're going to be shown around them virtually by some other members of the MASA team. So do you want to kick us off with that, Paul?
Yes, you are. You're actually going to meet some of our MASA team in Spain. These are some of the guys and girls that will be looking after you when you actually come over on a viewing trip. But first, it's actually the first property is going to be introduced by the lovely Kerry, who's actually a client of MASA, who's going to show us around a property that is available in the same development that she bought in. She was actually recommended by a place in the Sun to us a year or so ago, and recently moved in. Yes, she came from a place in the Sun, and she got a currency with you, got a really good deal on that as well. So she's really happy. She's going to show you around a property just like the one that she bought. So if you like, we can take a look at the first property.
Brilliant. Well, let's have a look at that now.
Hi Paul, hi Liz, I'm Kerry. I'm from Benihoffer. Moved here around October last year with my husband and my 2 dogs. We live in a similar style house to this on the same development. Been here for 6 months. We love living in Benihoffer. It's a fabulous, fabulous town. We have everything on your doorstep. You have all your amenities. You have lots of new commercial centres and bars and restaurants that are popping up. In the last 6 months, I have set up my own property management company, offering services like cleaning, key holding, and even going out and buying essential goods for people before they come over. So I'll go and now show you the house that we're looking at today. Okay, if you come through, you've got a fabulous through lounge, kitchen, dining room. It's a lovely light space. You've got an atrium, brings in loads of light, very sociable space. To my right here, you have a downstairs shower room and washroom. And if you follow me into here, you have a double room with lots of fitted wardrobes. Okay, we'll now go downstairs to the underbuild and basement. Okay, so we're now in the underbuild basement area. So you can see it's really roomy. You've got a lounge area here. You have a dining room area over here. You have another room over there, which is obviously being currently used as a gym. And then you have a double bedroom just through there. Okay, I will now take you to the first floor. So here we are on the first floor. You have an area here which is like an office space, and then you've got this fabulous atrium which lets in so much light. Over here you have another shower room and bathroom, and here you have another double bedroom with fitted wardrobes. You also have your terrace, which you can get to from there. And then if you follow me, we can go through to the larger terrace. So this is where you can have your coffee and your tea of a morning. Okay, so we'll now go up to the solarium. So this is the fabulous rooftop solarium, where you have some grassed area. You've also got an outside kitchen where you can barbecue, and you also have those fabulous views over Benihoffer. Okay, so thanks Paul, thanks Liz for allowing me to show you this house.
So, wow, beautiful property. I mean, tell us, I mean, how much is that, Paul? Tell me the lowdown.
Right, okay, so what we just saw was the Villa Venezia in Benihoffer. Just to remind you where that is, that's about 30 minutes south of Alicante, and around 10 minutes from the beaches of Guatemala and Torrevieja. It's a really lovely little Spanish town with seems to have way too many restaurants and bars for the amount of people that live there. But it retains a nice Spanish feel, but good modern properties there, as you saw, like the Villa Venezia. The property that Kerry showed us around is actually the show house, and that is on the market now because there are only 2 properties available on this development. Everything else is sold, and like Kerry's moved in and everyone else has moved in. The show house is €339,000, which is about £295,000 on today's exchange rate. Bear in mind, that's a 3-bedroom property, plus the underbuild, which has another bedroom in there as well. So really, it's like that's like a self-contained apartment, more or less, with the underbuild. It's got the rooftop solarium and that little sort of atrium office area. So also includes all of the furniture, as you see it, all of the equipment, the air conditioning, the solarium, everything as you saw it is included for that price. So yes, in pounds, about £295,000. In euros, 339. If you don't need the basement, there is one available at the moment, which is next door. Doesn't include the furniture, but everything else is exactly the same, and that's about £260,000 or €299,000. So yeah, so pretty nice property, right?
It shows, yeah. I mean, it's got a real wow factor with that sort of atrium and the basement. I mean, that is perfect for living. That's big enough to be a kind of year-round property for anyone who wants to move to Spain, or a very, lots of space for big family holidays.
Yeah, most of the people that have bought there, like Kerry herself, actually lived there full time, or some for at least for part of the year, for perhaps extended holidays, or want the family to come and view them. Yes, it certainly does appeal to those sorts of buyers. When Kerry purchased her property, she had to wait around 10 months for construction. One of the good things about what's happened and people not being able to travel to Spain is the builders have kept building. So there are more new properties that are ready to move into. So they've kept building all this time, which is great, because one of the slight frustrating things with new property in Spain is you can't always lay your hands on it straight away, because there are more people that want to buy a new house than there are new houses. So luckily we've got a bit of what we call key ready properties in stock, and both, obviously, that show house is all ready, and the house next door is ready too.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine people feel they've waited long enough. They're just dying to get in that new home for some of the summer, if possible. I mean, so how much would that property cost to run, Paul? I mean, there's going to be some community fees, isn't there?
Actually, there's no community fees on this development, because they're all individual houses with
their
own. So there's no community to take care of, or any communal areas. So you've got council tax to pay, or it's called SUMA in Spain, which is around €400 per year for these properties. Then you've just got electricity and water, and that just depends on usage.
Yeah.
You have internet and television, buildings and contents insurance. I mean, if you were to probably look at somewhere around 100, I would tell someone to budget probably around 120 a month, 130 a month for all of their bills to cover all of that, unless you use an excessive amount of water or electricity. But yeah, budget around 130 a month should be enough to cover all of your bills.
And I mean, what about if people wanted to rent it out to cover some of those costs? You're allowed to rent out on the development, and any restrictions or any need to know there?
So you are allowed to rent out. However, if you're going to do holiday lets, so that's any let that's less than 3 months, you will need a tourist license, and that's something we can help you to obtain as well, or between ourselves and the customer's lawyer. But bear in mind, that does take a little while to come through. That might take anything from 3 months to a year to get that license. So it's a bit of a wait to get that. If you're going to let the property out long term, i.e. lets for more than 3 months, you don't need that. What could you expect to get for that sort of property? Well, in the summer, you would expect to pay around 1,200 a week, quite comfortably for something like that, and similar amount per month, maybe 1,000, 1,200 a month if you were going to let it out long term. But that property is way too nice to let out long term.
I know. If it was mine, I'd want to be there all the time. And it's got that wonderful, all essential little home office type little space there for anyone who's thinking of kind of they can work a bit from Spain, although it's probably too nice to work most of the time. But yeah, so okay, right. Well, we're going to whiz on to property 2, and I think it's Lorraine we're going to meet with this one. Is that right, Paul?
Yes, we're going to meet the lovely Lorraine Dowell, who's worked with MASA for as long as I have, and she's one of our property advisors. She's one of the people who looks after. And again, Lorraine was a client of ours way back when, and that's how she ended up working with MASA. So she's going to show us a property, Laguna Beach, which is in Los Balcones, just near Torrevieja. So this is about 35 minutes south of Alicante Airport, and about the same north of Murcia Airport. So really easy to get to. It's close to all the beaches of Torrevieja. So yeah, let's go and have a look at that property now. Okay,
Lorraine, take it away.
Hello, Liz. Hello, Paul. I'm Lorraine, property advisor in Spain. I look after people who come on viewing trips. We are at Laguna Beach Resort, where we're selling maisonettes. The ground floor have terraces and the top floors have solarium. Behind us, we have the pool area, which is for children and adults. The pool will be filled in the next couple of weeks, and now we're going to see the property inside. We have a terrace with double doors leading to the sitting room, with an open planned area to the kitchen. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and we have 1 guest bedroom with a bathroom next door, and then you have the main master bedroom with ensuite. So now we'll go up to the solarium. And as you can see, we've got a fantastic solarium where you can have plenty of seating and dining. And also, we have fantastic views where you can see the salt lakes in the background, and they have a fantastic colour. That's it from me. So goodbye, and hope to see you in Spain soon.
Brilliant. Well, look, thanks, Lorraine, for that. So, I mean, that's lovely. I mean, Torrevieja is a massively popular area for us. I can't remember how many property hunters on the TV show we've had in that area. I know it's a massively hot spot for rentals from Home Away website. So tell me, Paul, I mean, how much is this, and what's, how much might it cost to furnish? Can you give me the lowdown?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so there are 2 types of property that you can buy at the apartments there anyway. You've either got the ground floor apartment, which comes with a nice terrace and garden, and in pounds, £139,000, or in euros, just under 160,000 euros. The top floor properties are a little bit more expensive. They come with a large rooftop solarium, and they are about £165,000 on today's exchange rate, or just under 189,900 in euros. You do have to, the white goods are included, so that's your kitchen equipment, but you do need to buy furniture. Furniture packages, I mean, you could furnish that property from about 5,000 upwards, really, to include everything. I mean, you could even do it cheaper, but it's such a nice property that you probably want to put quite nice furniture in there as well. Now, there are options for furniture from the builder themselves, or as part of our after sales service, when the client is ready, once they've purchased the property, or certainly, you know, before they take possession of the property, we set aside a day with the client to literally take them furniture shopping. We go around all the furniture shops, help them get everything measured up, help them get everything ordered, and then arrange installation as well. So if you see a property that's unfurnished, don't worry, you know, we'll take care of that. We'll help you to get everything inside the property too.
Okay, and what about community fees on this one?
Yeah, so the community fee here is around €50 per month, and
Not bad.
Yeah, and so that covers all the communal areas, the pool. As you saw, the pool there, the pool area is almost finished. It's a new property, so it's in construction, but very close to all being completed now. The water's going in the pool, I think, next month. So that will be open for the summer. And so your community fee covers the upkeep of all of that, and the parking as well. There's underground parking at the property and gates and such. So that's all included in your community fee. And then you'll have your council tax, which will be, I don't have the exact figure, but it's going to be around 250, 280 a year.
Okay. I mean, the size of that solarium is huge. I mean, on a lot of these properties, it's a kind of like a whole extra sort of room, isn't it? And I mean, especially the new ones, they look a bit empty, but I mean, I suppose once they, you know, you can literally have a quite a big gathering up there, and you can have, some of them have, as we thought, you know, sort of outdoor kitchens and things. It's great.
Yeah, it's a shame that one didn't really have anything on the roof to see. And it's a shame we couldn't show you what a few other people have done, but all kinds of things, you know. They're built so that they can take a jacuzzi. The water is all up there, so I've seen people put hot tubs, jacuzzis up there, table, great place for dining. I mean, and in that spot in particular, because you overlook those salt lakes, which makes Torrevieja famous, and also contributes to the dry climate there as well. So a lot of people with aches and pains and arthritis and such, you know, make their way to that part of the world, because they say that microclimate really makes them feel good. And from that rooftop solarium, you see those salt lakes, and see it's a pink color that actually changes color throughout the day as well. So different temperatures, you see that the pink gets more intense, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. And the sun sets over that side as well, so I can imagine that's a great place to perhaps down a cocktail or two, or have a barbecue in the evening.
Yeah, no, it's I'm beginning to see why it's such a popular area. And I mean, if you wanted to rent out that property, any idea how much you might, you know, pay to rent it?
Yeah, I mean, you'll be looking at something like, during the summer, around €100 a night would be right. I mean, in the winter it'll be less, you know, that probably more like 50-60 euros per night. Okay. So you can do it. Again, you do need that tourist license, but again, we'll help you to get that all sorted. So yeah, you can get good rental income, you know, particularly during the summer. So if you want to do that, we'll also help with that side of things as well. So we help everyone get some property. If you're going to rent your property out, you're going to need property management, someone who's got the keys over there that can let people in and out. So that's something we can assist clients with as well.
Brilliant. Well, we're all aware of Brexit and the fact that things have slightly changed as far as how long British people can spend in Spain. The golden visa is becoming more and more important for buyers, but they have to, it's above a certain value. So can you tell me, Paul, because the third property we're going to be looking at is relevant to this conversation. So tell me about the increase in inquiries about the golden visa, and what is it?
Yeah, sure. So now the UK has left the EU, we've moved on to like default rules for what we call third countries. So we'll be treated the same as someone from the USA, Canada, or anywhere outside of the EU. So that means at this moment, and that this could change at any minute, at this moment, Brits by default can spend up to 90 days every 180 days in Spain. Any more than that, they need to get some kind of visa, whether that's a working visa or a non-lucrative visa, which means you can stay in Spain for a longer period of time, but you can't work. Or if you are investing more than 500,000 euros into property, now that can be into one property or it can be into 2 or 3 or several, you will obtain what we call golden visa, which is an automatic residency, a right to live in Spain for yourself and your direct family. And so this third property is going to be a property that would fall into that category. And this is a conversation. The golden visa isn't a new thing, actually. It's something that's been around, I think, since about 2009,
I think.
2009
or 12. It's certainly at least 10 years, nearly, I think.
Right. And I can honestly say that in the time between whenever that started, 2009, 2010, 12, until a year ago, I probably had 3 or 4 conversations with Brits about that. And now I'm having 2, 3 conversations a day about that with people at the moment. We're getting lots of inquiries because 500,000 euros is, well, this next property is around £500,000, which is 578,000 euros. So you only need to spend 500,000 euros. So my quick maths is that's probably about £450,000 or something. So it becomes achievable for a large part of the UK market at the moment.
Sure. And with the golden visa, we should also add that also if you've bought a property in the past, you can actually apply for the golden visa, since the scheme came in for that value. And also that I think a lot of people I've been hearing is not just the fact that if they buy a property now and they can have this sort of, they spend longer periods, but they can also spend longer periods traveling around the Schengen zone, because basically if British people going to Spain, that 90 days is not just restricted to Spain, it's restricted to the Schengen zone. So that's another benefit for loosening things up for buyers.
100%, yes, yeah. It's important to note that week in France or a couple of days in Holland, that's all coming out of your 90 days allowance at the moment. So that golden visa certainly is the silver bullet for that at the moment. So,
and I think it's also quicker to apply for, Paul, from my perception, that with going for the non-lucrative visa, you have to show all sorts of, you have to show levels of income and stuff like that. Whereas a golden visa, it's a fast track visa by definition, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the non-lucrative visa works, and that's available to anyone. But you just have to show that you have income to support your stay, and that you have private medical insurance, and that you're not going to be a burden on the system in Spain. By very definition of putting 500,000 pounds into a property in Spain, it has to be cash as well. You can't use
no mortgage. Yeah.
So by the definition, if you're investing that amount into Spain, proves your worth and that you can support your stay. So certainly, yeah, it's a bit more streamlined. But that said, the non-lucrative visa there's a few hoops to jump through, but it's very achievable to do, and it's something that we're working on with a number of clients at the moment. So shouldn't put anyone off if your budget is not up to 500,000. Just so long as you can show that you can support your stay in Spain, and that could be with savings, investments, pensions, and such.
Yeah.
We'll assist you with that.
All right, well, let's have a look at property 3. Hi, Chris. You're going to show us the property. So let's have a look.
Hi, Liz and Paul. Welcome. I'm going to be showing you today a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom detached villa in Ciudad Quesada. which is a property that's very, very popular for our golden visa clients that are coming to Spain. And we're going to take a look now at the property. So we're accessing the property with the stairs, going to a nice terrace where there is a table and chairs where you can enjoy breakfast, lunch and dinner, and also a nice outlook to the swimming pool, which is fantastic. Let's take a look inside through the main doors. Okay, so I'm going to show you the kitchen area first of all, and which is a nice spacious kitchen, open plan, has a nice breakfast island here. It also has a double door leading out to the terrace, and also another door here. Fully integrated appliances, eye-level oven, microwave, dishwasher, and lots of space. Fridge freezer just here. And also what's really nice is the light. As you can see, there's a window here. So when you're cooking, you can relax and enjoy and talk to other friends, family, and enjoy the villa. Now I'm going to walk you through and show you the dining room lounge area, which again has two double doors which go out to the terrace. And as you can see, it's very, very spacious, and also lots of nice areas. Here is the main entrance door, which is split to like a hallway area again, and then we walk us through to, let's have a look at the bedrooms. And if we start with bedroom 2, a very nice spacious bedroom, has internet and television points, so everything is pre-installed, electric blinds on the window, fitted wardrobes, and now we can take a look through to the bathroom. So you've got a main bathroom in between the bedrooms, which is really good, nice walk-in shower. And now we're going to what I could say is bedroom 3, which again is a really good size, internet television connection, and also electric blinds, as in the whole of the villa has, fitted wardrobes. So for bedroom 3, this is a really good size. Okay, and now we're going to walk ourselves back through the villa, back into the lounge dining room area, and we're going to work our way through to the master bedroom, which has the ensuite. Okay, and this is a fantastic design, because it means that if you're in this bedroom, you can go directly to the solarium, which we'll be showing you soon. So coming into this bedroom, you have a huge wardrobe here, which is fitted, and a very, very large bathroom with a walk-in shower, double sinks, and a really good space. And now I'm walking you through the bedroom. You have again television, internet points, all pre-installed. Okay, and as I said, when you're in this bedroom, you have the double doors where you can go straight out to the terrace. So now we're going to have a little walk outside and have a look on the terrace. So now we're going to go directly from the bedroom back onto the terrace and then up onto the solarium. So now we are going up onto the solarium, which is a nice outside space, and you can have an outside kitchen, a jacuzzi, and enjoy the outside living space. And the views are very nice because in front is a nice park, which is maintained by the town hall, and you can see all the greenery. And then you look across to the lakes, and from here it's around about 5 minutes walk to all of the facilities and shops, supermarkets, restaurants. So I will look forward to seeing you on a MASA International viewing trip to show you the area and the properties, hopefully soon. Bye for now.
Now we've saved the best till last. So so this, as I think you said, is 3 bed, 2 bath. Was that
3 bed, 3 bath actually?
3 bath. Okay.
Yeah, so this is the Villa Olivia. This is in a place called Ciudad Casada, which I'm sure you're familiar with from the shows and such. Something that's often featured on the program and often requested by our clients at place in the sun live as well. And why is that? I mean, Quesada itself is a fairly modern city, if you like. So it's about 45 years or 40 years ago it started. Not too far from the sea, around 10 minutes from Guadalmar, again about 30 minutes from Alicante Airport, and has just about everything you could want from a city as well. So, you know, good shops, great bars, restaurants. There's a lovely hotel and spa there. You can go horse riding around the Salt Lakes. Again, it's on the edge of the Salt Lakes there. So great sporting activities. There's a golf course right in the middle of the town, bowling club. This is the place, if ever we have a client says, oh, is there a club that does Siroc dancing like we mentioned earlier? That's the place where you're going to find it. It's going to be in Quesada. So always a popular area for Brits. And really for all nationalities, though, you know, it's very popular with Norwegians. There's actually a Norwegian school there as well. So yes, always a popular area. And by and large, most of the things there have been built by the Quesada family as well. And this is one of their properties that they've actually built. So they have a nice control over what gets built there. So it has a real good feel, and the properties tend to be of a pretty good standard in that area, and right up to something quite special like the Villa Olivia. So just a reminder, that's 578,000 euros, which is about 502,000 pounds on today's exchange rate. There's no community fee there. It's a new individual property by itself. And the council tax will be around 600 a year for that property, because it's on a larger plot, and that's how they work out the council tax. So yeah, great property, and that's golden visa compliant, shall we say.
And does that sum you quoted include the furniture or not?
It doesn't include the furniture, no. The furniture will cost around 15,000 more.
Okay.
So the furniture is optional, and they leave that optional because when somebody buys a property of that kind of size and type, they usually want to have a fair bit of influence into what goes in there. So normally want to choose that themselves, but that furniture is available to buy at 15,000 euros.
Great. And how far is that area from the Alicante airport?
About half an hour. So it's pretty quick. You can actually drive straight along the coast road, the N332. It'll take about half an hour, or the motorway as well. So a couple of junctions down on the motorway. So really easy. There's also buses as well that will take you to Quesada. It's very, very well connected. And once you're there, really easy to get around as well. So if you haven't got a car, there's buses that will connect to the nearby towns, such as Guadalmar and Torrevieja, Alicante itself, or the historical city of Orihuela, which is a little bit further inland. So it's quite easy to get about there. Good taxis as well. So if you're on a night out, you don't need to worry about the car. You can go more or less anywhere in Quesada, and there are hundreds and hundreds of lovely bars and restaurants there. And taxis, you're talking 5 or 6 euros probably to any part of Quesada, and readily available as well. Quesada taxis are absolutely fantastic.
And that's in the southern Costa Blanca. So what about, could you go up from the Murcia airport that's been increased? Well, I don't know what's happening as far as the flights in COVID, but it was getting a much busier airport, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Corbera Airport, or the new Murcia International Airport, is unfortunately opened up kind of just as things were closing down. So it's been a bit of a victim there, but there are more flights going into that airport, and that's not much further, or probably about the same as Alicante, half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. So you can fly into both. So it's important when you check flights, and once you've bought your property in Spain, everybody becomes really obsessed about getting a good deal on the flights. And of course, if you book far enough in advance and pick the right dates, you know, sometimes you can pick up flights for just a few pounds. Usually costs more to get to the airport in the UK than it does to fly from the UK to Spain. So yeah, so to keep that in your radar when you're looking for bargain flights to Spain for sure. So Murcia, or Corvera, it's called, Corvera.
Brilliant. Well, so yeah, planning the viewing trip. I mean, on one of your trips, Paul, I mean, I know you said they're flexible. I mean, might you, depending on the client, might you see sort of 4 or 5 properties in a day, depending on where they are, what sort of geographical area that you're looking at?
It all depends on how firm the brief is, really. For example, if somebody said, I want a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house, and it's got to be Golden Visa compliant, it's got to be in Casada, and certain features, maybe you're only going to see 1 or 2 properties. But if the brief is a little bit wider, then usually somewhere between 6 and 10 properties over the course of a viewing trip. Don't hold me to that, because that very much depends on the client's requirements. Really important though, and the way that we really believe that somebody should find their property is to not worry about seeing hundreds of houses. You can see too many houses, you can repeat the same type of house over and over. Whereas we like to really identify what are the best houses on the market at the moment for this particular client coming. Because we really believe that your time should be invested in the area. Is this the place where you want to come time after time, or of course even live? So the actual experience of the area, meeting the people who live there, I think is every bit, if not more important than the house itself. Finding a property is easy. We have lots of over 2,000 new and resale properties on the Costa Blanca, so finding the property will be no problem. We just want to really make sure we find the right location for every client.
Yeah, I agree very much with that. And in the meantime, before people can actually get on one of your viewing trip flights, there's lots of information they can research, both on, I think, your website, on Place in the Sun website. Do you have virtual viewings that they can, properties they can do little 360 tours and things like that?
Yeah, we've got lots of property videos and 360 tours on our website, on masainternational.com. Or get in touch, drop me an email, give me a call. My number's on the screen there, and I'll happily send over a really good selection of properties that meet your requirements. Just tell me what it is that you want, what's important to you, of course, kind of price ranges you're thinking. And what we can do is build up what we call a little basket or portfolio of properties, potential ones that we could view when you can travel to Spain with us. Now, it's never quite as good as experiencing in real life, but it's certainly the next best thing. So yes, it's been great. Technology has really helped us over the last. Zoom for a start, has been fantastic. But yeah, the advent of the 3D walkthroughs of houses, and if a client is particularly interested in a house, Chris or Lorraine will happily go to the property as well and do a FaceTime tour with anyone that's interested in a particular house. But first of all, get in touch, and we will certainly get that information to you.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. It can just cut down it can start the sort of the honing down process of both sort of areas and property development. So that's really useful. Thanks, Paul. I mean, how can people book a trip? Can you just leave us with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So all you need to do is just get in touch. Have a look at your diary when you're going to be available. I mean, we're taking bookings now, and I really would suggest people start, if you want to get your house sorted in Spain, to put something in the diary now. We are taking bookings from June onwards. There is that big caveat that should the travel restrictions change, maybe we need to change the dates. But anything we book up is always 100% fully flexible and fully refundable as well, should that need to change due to any restrictions. So people can go ahead and book with confidence. First thing to do, give us a call. Give me a call on the telephone number that's on your screen, and let's have a chat about what it is that you're looking for, what's important to you. We'll get information out to you and plan that that all important trip. And I know I'm very much looking forward to welcoming everyone back to Spain and doing what we do best, and that's helping find these properties.
I don't know. I can't wait to get out to Spain for one. I'm just looking at your background and thinking, it can't be too long now. So thank you very, very much, Paul. That's really useful. So the details for MASA are on your screen, where there's going to be various resources on our website to accompany the webinar. So best of luck in your property search. Thank you. Bye, Paul.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Liz.